Welcome back, everyone. How are we doing today? It's another session of our top trade setup, my weekly top trade setup, and it's gonna be divided into three ways this week. First off, I'll be showing you the trade we analyzed together, or I analyzed last week that played out very well, and the one that didn't play out quite nicely. And then we'll be talking about the one I am currently on. I'm not so sure I have a trade running, but we're gonna check it out. Okay, if at all there's a trade lingering on. And then lastly, we're going to talk about the one I'm planning to take this coming week, which will be starting tomorrow, next week, Monday. All right. So without further ado, guys, let's get right straight into the video. All right, so first off, we're going to be kicking off with euro dollar. So I took one single trade on euro dollar last week before the FOMC data came in. And if you check the previous video, I shared the top trade setup I shared last week, Sunday like this, I believe. I was planning to take a buy trade. Possibly if I get a pullback, all right. My initial trend line was drawn somewhere around there. Okay, so I was gunning for some sort of pullback to this zone. Okay, I was gunning for some sort of pullback all the way back to this area right here. Okay, right here, so I can look for a buy trade. I was targeting here first, then the top right here at the second, and then all the way to the top. That was the plan. And fortunately for me, I was able to take a buy trade right here, and the FOMC took the trade all the way to the top. I think it touched there. However, I trailed it the moment I knew an FOMC was coming. I knew the Fed's gonna cut the rate, so the market just jumped up to this zone, and then it came all the way back down later. But I didn't. I only took this one. I was trailing so hard and so fast that I was closed out very quite nicely. I was closed off that trade very nicely. So that was that on euro dollar. The same thing I took on GU. Okay, I took a buy on GU. I think I took multiple trade on GU, to be honest. So this was the first trade. This was the first buy trade I took on GU. I was cut off somewhere around there. Yes, somewhere around this zone. I was cut off there. And then I took another buy somewhere here. I believe that was around, give or take, maybe 6 a.m. on Thursday. So I took another buy there. It ran very well, nicely. And I got close out when this pullback happened because I was trading so hard. So I got close out right there in profit. And then I think on Friday, I took another buy somewhere here, right here. Yes, I guess so. So I took another buy. Like I said, I opened multiple trade on this one, and I think I was closed out and lost. So that was that on GU. Okay, I was able to close, give or take, 3.5% profit on it on a multiple trade. Anyways, the same thing happened on Aussie dollar, which is the next one I'll be touching right now. So on Aussie dollar, I opened just a single trade. I mean, multiple, just two trades, as you can see right here. So this was a very good one. FOMC really helped, and even pre-FOMC, I opened this one on Monday. Okay, it was a very early trade, so I opened this right here on Monday, and the market ran really nicely to the stop. Okay, I was able to close something around 1 ratio 2.5 or 2.7 out of this one, and then the market pulled back nicely. I didn't want to join this particular entry because I already had GU running, so I decided to just let this one go. And I took this one on Friday. Yes, not on Thursday. I took it on Thursday, late on Thursday, something around 6 p.m. Nigerian time. And then it went up really nicely. All of a sudden, during the retail sales data that came on Friday for United States dollar, the market just dropped and then it closed me out and lost very nicely right there. So those are the two trades I opened last week on Aussie dollar. Kiwi dollar, I opened just a single trade and it still seems to be running. I couldn't close this one out quite nicely, but it's still running. I think I was out of this trade on Thursday anyways, but I just feel like let me leave it here for the sake of journaling first and then to share with you in this video. Then I'm going to delete it later anyways. So USD JPY is another trade that got me closed out on Friday, and then the market eventually ran in my direction. So I took a buy trade right here on Thursday. I took a buy trade here. And why did I take a buy trade? When I knew very well that EU was going up, GU was going up, AU was going up. In fact, Kiwi dollar was going up. And then I have USD CAD going down. And I'm still buying USD JPY. It's quite simple. First off, the technical outlook of it looks very nice. Okay, you can see we have higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So first off, the technical aspect of it. Secondly, the fact that BOJ seems to be a bit confused about the projection or the trajectory of the Japanese yen momentum and the entire economy of Japan. So they are not quite sure as to what is going to happen. And I also noticed that the yen, yeah, the Japanese yen futures, okay, the entire currency itself, it's showing a very bearish momentum. And coupled with the fundamentals, I figured I'm gonna just give it a shot, and I took a shot at the buy. It went really well to the top right here, very very nicely. And then when New York session happened on Friday, it came all the way down here. No, it was on Monday. I mean on Friday, London session. Yes, during the London session on Friday, the market came down. I think there was a data for Bank of Japan retail series or something. Yes, retail series, called retail series. It happened and then it closed me out, just tapped me out, and a minute later, the market continued to when it started going up, which was quite painful. All right. And the reason behind my stop loss being here is because I don't want to extend it to this place. It will just be a 1:1 kind of trade. But my entry is right here and my stop loss is right below here. I mean, that's just like 1:1 point, maybe 1.6 or 1.3 or something like that. Okay, so I tightened my stop loss and I got caught off and the market started running in my direction, which was quite unfortunate, but something like this happens every day. So I think that should be the second to the last part of the trade I took. And lastly, I took USD card sell. All right, I took USD card sell. The first sell I took was somewhere around there. Okay, and then I was able to close around there at break even because I don't like the structure. And then market went back up, pull back down. I took another sell right here. I think I already closed that one also because the whole momentum doesn't look quite neat. So on this one, I was risking 0.3%. I think it was a loss or something. I can't really remember because I was in and out of this one. I just intraday. I didn't swing this one. I traded it as an intraday. Why? Because of this obvious range right here. I thought this is a very clear pullback until it moved back up. So that was the loss I took on USD CAD. And that was all the trade I took last week. So now, just a little bit, let me quickly go back to delete all of this, and then we're going to talk about the last part of the video, which is going to be quite interesting because that is where I will be sharing the plan I have in the coming week. Okay, so first off, I would really, really love to start with DXY, which is the elephant in the room, the dollar index, of course. So, what is happening on DXY? Okay, we all know that there are a couple of sentimental data, or let me say news, that have been moving over dollar, or when we talk about dollar, we're talking about United States of America. Okay, a lot of news, a lot of information is being shared around the globe. And on the internet, on the social media, you can easily just lay your hands on one or two things. Sometimes you don't even know what to believe. Is the economy strong? Are all these war, all this proxy stuff, all these things we hear on the social media, how are they going to impact the market? What is it going to do to dollar? But if you just want to focus on the economic data, okay, the one you can actually analyze, the one you can quite trust because it comes with a number at the end of the day. The macro and the micro one, okay, you can see the trajectory of dollar because, and then coupled with the fact that Fed just started their rate cut, and they didn't start with the minimal that the market is actually expecting, or the analysts are expecting. They started huge. They started with 50%. I mean 50 basis points. Okay, they started cutting by 50 basis points, and they are still targeting up to 1.25. Okay, so that they can reduce the 5.5 before the end of the year to at least 4.5 to 4, okay, to 4%. This is the interest rate, okay. The target is 4.5 to 4% before the end of the year. And they still have two rate calls, which is coming November and December. So we don't know if that's going to be. So currently we have 4.5. I mean, we have 5.0. Okay, we have 5.0 as the current rate, interest rate in the United States of America. So we don't know if it's gonna, the next one is gonna be 0.25, okay, or it's gonna be another 50, and then December will be what? Will be maybe 0.25, or maybe it's gonna be unchanged. I don't know, but I think the next one, which will be in November, still quite far away, would be within the zone, okay, 0.25 or 0.50, basically. So moving forward, you can see the technical aspect of dollar seems to be very bearish. Okay, you can see the bearish momentum forming quite nicely, and it is obvious. There's nothing anyone should tell anybody about this. Dollar is quite weak right now. However, it is retesting a very strong support level right here. You can see it is retesting the January 2024 low. You can see it actually came here and touched it like multiple times. We have it one, two, three, four, let's say 4 to 5 times this year already. So it has come back to retest. Let me go check that level out. So we have the level to be 100.58. So let's say, give or take, the level is at 100.55. So we have 100.55, which is 2024 low. Basically, it's 2024 low because it was touched in 2024, January 2024. So that said, we can all agree that dollar is quite weak. Okay, it's obvious based on what we can see right in front of us right now. Okay, and then secondly, two things will happen right here. Okay, it's either dollar just kind of like find its way all the way back to the top, maybe at 1.03 thereabout. Okay, or maybe it's gonna fall all the way down to 99.60, so to speak. Okay, these are the two plan for the next move in dollar. Okay, these are the future plan for dollar. Basically, it's either it drop further, okay, or it just bounced to the top. Okay, two things that will happen in dollar right now in DXY. I don't know what anybody's gonna say, but I think that is quite obvious. If we are forecasting that dollar will range in this zone, I don't think that will last long. Okay, I give it this week. Basically, okay, you can hardly see dollar actually range in a tight zone for longer period. You can see right here, this should be like maybe 2 to 3 weeks, and then it broke out. Okay, and when it broke out real long. All right, same thing right here at this very tight box at the top here. You can see it didn't range here forever. It broke out eventually. So we can always wait for maybe, just maybe, dollar could range inside the zone for a minute. Okay, it could range inside that box for a minute. And after a while, it is bound to either break to the top, okay, to the upside, or it's gonna break to the downside, and then we find dollar maybe at 99.00, as the case may be, or even further down. Okay, or even further down. So that is the future of dollar based on technical perspective and what I can say right in front of me. So now talking about the currency pairs, I'm gonna take the chart to 2 hours because it's quite close to my main time frame analysis, which is 4 hours and 8 hours, and then my entry time frame, which is 1 hour time frame. So I'm gonna stick to the 2 hour balance. So now let's taking a look at dollar right now, euro dollar. Basically, you can see that we still have, there's a possibility of this particular structure right here, the previously broken structure. Okay, you can see it was resistance here, it was support here, another, excuse me, you get what I'm trying to say. Okay, it was support here, it was resistance here, it was support here. So there is a possibility that euro dollar could come all the way back down, use this particular area as support again, and then maybe bounce off from there. Okay, that is the first part I will be looking forward to as far as euro dollar goes. Secondly, there's a possibility that euro dollar would do what? There's a possibility that euro dollar would come down right here, pull back nicely, and then we'll look into a sell trade moving forward. Okay, one way or the other, either of these trade setup will play out this week. Okay, this coming week, that'll be starting tomorrow, Monday. All right, so we just have to wait patiently to see how this is gonna go. Okay, and right there, I'm gonna jump to pound dollar, which is the counterpart. Okay, the counterpart of euro dollar. They kind of move together. They're like they're like siblings basically. So I'm extending this because there are still a couple of routes, a couple of move for euro dollar for pound dollar to do at the top there. So my obvious setup on pound dollar would be like this. Okay, on the bullish side. Although I am very familiar with the whole show when it comes to pound dollar, I'm very familiar with the move because you can see right here we could hardly see a decent pullback. The same thing happened right here. Okay, the same thing happened right here. We hardly see a very decent pullback. Okay, it was glued to the trend line. The same thing happened right here. Okay, I'm going somewhere with this expose. All right, and lastly, the same thing happened here. Even though this kind of looks a bit fair because it retested this particular structure, it retested that area then before it fell. So the same thing could happen right at the top here, that we wouldn't see the pullback as much as I would love to see it, meaning that we could just see GU kind of like move like this. You understand what I'm saying? And all the way to the top it goes. Okay, so I will be quite, I'll be very careful how I approach GU so I don't miss out on a very interesting setup. So the first plan would be if I get a breakout above here, I will still look into a buy trade. Although this particular structure right here, okay, it's anticipating forward, anticipating for a break and retest of this particular structure, which I think it has retested here, but I'm not gonna count it because it is pure fundamentals. Okay, it's fundamentals volatility, that's more like that. All right, so I would really love to see the market move gradually or consistently to retest this broken structure right here to prove that it is ready to make their higher highs, higher low, higher highs, higher low. You understand? And then up the way to the top. That is what I will be looking forward to take this coming week. However, if it's another way around that the market just break above here, pull back nicely, I will still take this buy for sure. All right, so those are the two plans on GU. Okay, it could either retested this area and then off it goes, or it could break above there, pull back very nicely, or maybe do a medium range pullback, something like this. All right, something like this right here. Okay, oh, excuse me, I don't know what I wanted to delete. All right, so let's just something that I did right here. Okay, excuse me for this. Okay, this is not what I had planned. All right, this particular, yes. So let's go back to where I was coming from. Yes, yeah. All right, good. So I'm gonna delete this guy now. Good. So the exact same he did right there. You can see it pulled back and then it bounced off straight up. All right. So that is what I am trying to look for right now. Provided that happened at the top here, I'm still gonna take it. Okay, I'm still gonna take this back moving forward. It might happen on Monday or maybe late London session tomorrow, Monday. So that will be a very good one for me. But obviously, you can see that we already have higher high, higher low, right? Another higher high. So higher low should continue, right? But if that didn't happen, if this happened, I will take it. If it doesn't, then this will be the next trade. I'm just saying. I just have to uh, check you all properly on that. So moving forward, let's go to Aussie dollar. So this is Aussie dollar right here. Aussie dollar seems a bit rough, okay, to a large extent. So I'm gonna delete all of this. The counter trend trade is over. We've seen this break of trend line already. So the next course of action for me on Aussie dollar is to look for a further bullish momentum. Okay, so look forward a further bullish momentum moving forward. So personally, I will be. What I'm trying to look for right here is the next target to actually look for. All right, so I'm gonna remove these a little bit. I'm gonna adjust it to the top just a bit right here. I think this is fabulous. And then I'm gonna put another one right at the top here. That is also very good. I'm gonna lock this one. I am going to possibly just gonna do this one like this. All right, let me put it right here. This is much better. and then we're gonna go and make it a little bit bigger as per usual, and then we're gonna look at it this way. So moving forward, we have this particular top right here, and as you can see, the top is coming all the way from here, which is I think December 2024, 2023, excuse me. So this is the highest the market went to in 2023 totally. Okay, this is the highest the market got to. Oh, I stand to be corrected. That was not the highest in 2023. As a matter of fact, this is the highest in 2023. So this was just a very much deeper pullback. Let's put it that way, because in 2023 the market deep pullback, deep again, pullback and broke above here, and all of this the false breakout. You can see it came all the way down again, and then it went back up. You understand? So this is more like a very sleepy kind of trend. Okay, it's a sleepy trend. I don't really like it. Okay, it doesn't make absolute sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. It doesn't look like this. Look, this is a much better trend, if you ask me. Okay, so this is more like a big fat range. All right, but you can still pick some trends, some trade inside that. Okay, but it's a big fat range, in my own personal opinion. So to save us some time, I'm not gonna go deep dive into the trend or whatever. Okay, so I'm just gonna reduce the whole educational or trainer in me and make sure I try to discharge as much as possible uh, information that you need in picking trade next week. So first off, you can do something like this, okay, just to track this particular structure, or you can use a channel, something like this. Okay, you can use something like this just to track the particular structure that is happening right at the top there. And two things will possibly happen. Two things. The market would come back there, okay, break to the top, all right, and then we look for buy at the top here. Or maybe while it was coming down here, it continues to come down, break this trend line, pull back nicely. We look for something like this, and then we take a sell all the way to the downside. Okay, so those two things will be what I'll be watching, or I'll be looking forward to this coming week. So keep a close tab on this one. Something nice might come out of Aussie dollar this week. So keep a close tab on it. That's gonna be my personal advice for this coming week. All right. So something like this. Okay, it could be a very great trade after all. Okay, so that will be my plan on Aussie dollar. Moving forward to Kiwi dollar right now. So Kiwi looks exactly the same as Aussie, but I would definitely pick one instead of both. I will pick one out of the two, and then that will be what I'm gonna trade. You can see right here we have this particular trend line broken and destroyed thoroughly, which is nice. And then we've seen these higher highs and higher lows, okay, in the price of Kiwi dollar. So we have the first lower high, we have the first lower, the second lower high, and then we have the third lower high. So we're looking for the fourth lower high, maybe at the top here. Okay, so this would be another place to look for a buy. All right. And then now, where do you target if you take a buy from there? You can see right there we have our top at this, yes, very right at the top here. So this is December 2023 top. Okay, you can see we have this multiple top right here. It looks almost the same thing as the Aussie dollar, which I shared earlier. So the same thing I'm gonna look for right here. I'm gonna draw another channel. We see if you can get a break out of that channel, and then that will be the place to start looking for a trade moving forward. So we have a channel right here. Okay, so the plan is to wait if we can get a break out of this channel. It's gonna look like this. I break, or maybe deeper pullback like this. Break out of here, pull back nicely, and off it goes to the top. All right, right here will be the best place to look for buy. And secondly, a break below that trend line, pull back nicely. Okay, and then it drop hard. Okay, when if it drops out to this place, maybe a quick sell right at the top at the bottom here, or you can wait for a further break of this pattern and then it drops. This would be a much better and a more comfortable place for me to take a sell. All right, this would be a more comfortable place for me to take a sell. But either way, I'm eager and I'm gonna watch this very closely for in this coming week. All right, so something like this, and then we take it back all the way to the top. Basically, all right, this would be the entry level for me. And secondly, I will look for a break below here, a very nice and decent pullback, and then I will take a sell. All right. something like this. Something like would be this would be a much better and interesting trade for me moving forward. And then we go to USD So as you can see, excuse me. So far, I have been looking for a buy trade on all of these pairs, and now what I'll be looking for on the USD also will look like the same thing like other pairs. So this might give me a bit of a confusion. It's actually sometimes it gives us something like that you buying USD at the same time you'll be buying dollar yen. I mean USD, NZD, USD, euro, dollar, stuff like that. It already gives us some kind of confusion. Like you're buying dollar somewhere at the same time you're selling dollar at the other place. I mean, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You understand what I mean? But it's the market. We have to follow what we see, not what we think or what we thought we know. Okay, it's always gonna be what we see basically, and make sure we apply risk management all the way. So first off, we've seen this higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So we're getting a low right here. So if we get a breakout of here, this could be a very nice buy for me on USD which I'll be very, very careful to take. You understand what I'm saying? Very, very careful to take that because you know what I mean. Like it's just there. Okay, it's just there. But I'll rather look for a sell off right here. You understand? A selling trade we should be looked for at the bottom here, not inside here, because you can see this looks like a bit of a range. Okay, let me delete that. This looks like a bit of a range. So if the market break below here, I'm not going to take a sell immediately. I wait for it to break this particular trend line and then to break below this particular structure so I can look for a pullback and then I can take a sell trade all the way to the downside like this. All right, on the 4 hour band, it looks quite decent. It look much better there. As you can see right here, it seems like it's retesting this particular area. Okay, it looks like it is retesting this area, or it might actually come back to the top here and then drop. You understand? So this could be the reason why I will pause on buying USD right now, and possibly I will look for a better buy at the top here. You understand what I'm saying? A better buy will be much easier to take at the top there. So I'll be patient. Also, we have something that looks like we have a wedge pattern right here that seems to that's gone already. So and the other thing that I can see is maybe a head and shoulder pattern, a better head and shoulder pattern. Okay, but I think all of these are still they're still in their formation stage. So let's just watch them very closely. That was my take on USD my second to the last trade will be USD CAD. So USD CAD so far so good. Let me go to the 2 hour bands. So far, USD CAD seems to be ranging quite nicely. Give me a minute. It seems to be ranging quite nicely right at the top here. It doesn't make sense. It's been ranging since since the 5th of September up till the 23rd, okay, which is Monday tomorrow. That should give us roughly 18 to 19 days, okay, of a range in USD CAD. So that is quite fair because I know USD CAD to be a range champion, as you can see at the top here. All right, it ranges a lot, a whole lot. Okay, it ranges more than it trends, but when it trends, it drops really crazy. Okay, it drops like that. If you're familiar with the momentum of USD CAD, you know that it ranges more than it trends, but when it trends, it drops really hard and fast. So right now, I'm gonna be patient on this one, so I don't dash out money anyhow to the market. Okay, unless you have some spare money to share with the market, then you can start taking the sell from there. But personally, I will be patient. Okay, I'll be patient with this one to see how far is willing to go. Is he ready to break below this trend line? Pull back nicely. Maybe I will look for a sell around there. Okay. Or if it's gonna break above here, pull back, and then I will look for buy at the top here. Don't forget, I'm still quite bullish on UJ as well. So this buy trade could be a very nice take. And at the same time, I also have a bearish bias on USD, on euro dollar, pound dollar, Kiwi dollar, and Aussie dollar as well. So you should know how those kind of trade kind of interject, and they're all mixed together in a way. All right. The next trade I'll be talking about, I'll be touching is gold. Okay, this is one of my top trade setup. All right, so we have all seen gold does done. Okay, it has done a lot of. a lot of miraculous move. It has made some very, very dramatic move, some miraculous move, from funny move. I mean, God has given us everything, every kind of content, any kind of content you want. God has given it to us back to back. So there was a little bit of a pullback last week, but I was expecting a much deeper pullback to this zone. This is why I didn't take this buy at all. So that's one. Secondly, I think there's a possibility it's gonna return this area before it's now it bounce off again. Because yes, everything that's happening in the world right now favors gold the best. Okay? It favors gold the most. Let me put it that way. Alright, because the unrest in the Middle East, the war between Ukraine and Russia, the US having hands or their finger printed everywhere around the globe with the war and all. That's what we heard. Okay. And having all this lot of investor uncertainty, and peaks also going up and down anyhow you see fit. Okay. So all of this is fueling gold bullish momentum. And then to top it off, we now have a very weak dollar. I mean, you can only expect to see gold go further up. You're trying to sell gold, it is best you sell it on the 1 minute to 5 minute time frame. If you're selling gold on, on 1 hour, 2 hour time frame, you are shooting yourself at the foot in the foot. So don't do that to yourself, please. Don't do that. Okay, it's better to just ride a trend with gold and see how it leads you, where it leads you, than to try to short sell gold. Okay, that might not end well. That's it. So for me right now, we still I'm still quite looking for a retest of this particular demand zone. Or secondly, if you can come back here, okay, if you can't come here, I will look for an entry right there. And lastly, it will be more. It will give me more. It will give me more joy if I can see gold right at the bottom here. All right. So those are the three areas I'm looking to buy gold from. Okay. First, at this particular structure right here, this particular demand zone. Secondly, at this major break, okay, the previous all-time high break. So I'm looking to take a buy trade on gold if possible. If I get a pullback, I will look for that trade. And then lastly, if all it does was just to come all the way down to this area, then a buy trade would be nice over there. So my advice would be, some of you might be thinking, okay, so if you have all of this plan that gold is still gonna drop, and then you're not looking forward to take a counter trend trade on gold, what do you think? Well, what is that? What is it? Well, it's your plan. It's always gonna be your plan. It's your money. Okay, your money, your choice. But my plan always is to follow trend. If I'm gonna trade a counter trend, I'd rather take something like this, something that I understand, a divergence, breakout instead of structure. And since none of that happened, I didn't take any sell on gold. And when it was ranging right here, I took some scalping, okay, on 15 minutes, 5 minute time frame. I make some money, I lose some money. And that was that. Okay, that was that on gold for me so far. Aside that, I didn't take any other trade on gold. I missed out on this buy. So for now, I would look for a buy here. If I got cut off, I will look for another buy here. If that cut me off, I will look for another buy here. And if that cut me off as well, and then that means maybe a break pullback right here remain a further sell-off, then I will look for a sell right there. But anything above here, the only thing I will be looking forward to is what? A buy trade. That's all. So lastly, let's talk about USD there's nothing much on USD to be honest. It's just a bunch of range, and I don't play inside the range, so that's that on USD. But if we break out of the range, if we break the support level, I will take a sell. If we break out of the resistance and they pull back very nicely, I will take a buy. Those are the two parts I'm looking for to take. Okay, and then lastly, GJ. So pound JPY is retesting the broken structure right here. As you can see, this particular top. So it went back last week. Throughout last week, it was really raining to the upside on UJ. So it's retapping this area now. Is it going to drop? I don't know, but I'm watching it very closely. All right, I would like to see what happened right at the top there moving forward. Okay, so that's that on GJ. I don't really have any serious plan on GJ, but I would like to see a rebound from there, maybe something like this, and then okay, dropping further. Okay, market dropping further. That would be a good sight for me. Okay, outside of that, I don't really have anything much on GJ or any yen pairs for that matter. Okay, don't have any plan on the yen pairs for that matter. So that's gonna be my plan on GJ and taking a look at BTC. Okay, as an extra, taking a look at BTC right at the top there. The plan is basic. Okay, you can see we have a triangle pattern. Okay, we have a descending. I think it's an ascending triangle pattern basically. So a break above here, pull back nicely, will lead me to the top. Break to this downside also will lead me to the top. And if it's gonna sell, it has to be all the way at the bottom here. Then we're gonna look for a sell all the way down here. So we have the first plan for buy, we have the second plan for buy, and we have the third plan for sell. All right, that is my plan on BTC. Let me draw it out for people at the back so you can see it very clearly. So this will be my first buy trade plan on BTC, which is also known as Bitcoin for people that don't like abbreviation. So secondly, I will wait for a retest of this area. If that happens, then I will take a buy. If none of that happens and the market just dip down further, okay, I will look for something like this and I will take a sell. Basically, so those are my three plans on BTC. I will look forward to one of them so I can take it nicely and I will be patient since I have three different setup. I think two same setup and one other one that is different. Okay, in the directional move of the market. So I'm gonna look for all of this trade next week. The one that comes first, and then the one that appear. I mean, the one that comes first and appear nicely. That will be the one for me to take, basically. So please, guys, keep a close tab on this one. I'm gonna see you in the next video, which will be released maybe during the week or maybe next week, next weekend. Have a fabulous day. I'm gonna see you next time.